Hello everyone. This is Kathy, and I'm here with part 2 in creating a vintage style journal. And today I'm going to be adding the signatures and doing just a little bit of decorating on one of the inserts. Here's what we did yesterday. I aged the paper, added some eyelets for the binding, added a nameplate on the back, and here's what we have today. So we're going to add the signatures and the inside cover pages. So I know that this journal is going to have 2 signatures plus an insert. So this is the insert I want to put in. It's a folder that looks like this. It has a pocket at the top, and then the other side will have a slide-in pocket. So we're going to add that. So I'm going to put that aside. And then we're going to add the papers for the signature. And what I do when I'm choosing my papers, I choose a variety of papers. I like my journals to have a lot of variety in them. So I have some lace coffee dyed paper by Vintage Style Snippets. Nell makes these and sells them in her Etsy shop. So check her out, Vintage Style Snippets. I'm going to be adding some tracing paper, 2 pieces, 1 piece actually I made into a pocketed version, and the others are going to go in as they are. And what I'm doing is I'm separating these into piles of the different types of paper. Then I have the actual scrapbook paper that I'm going to be adding. And I have 2 styles. I have scraps, postal scraps from Tracy Fox, and I have her compendium revamped here. So I'm going to add a pile of those, and then a pile of this, the postal scraps. And first I decide which pieces I want to be in the front of the journal. So for one of the signatures, and I'm going to choose, let's see, I think I'm going to choose this piece. I'm going to choose 1 piece of that. I'm going to choose Vintage Style Snippet, coffee dyed paper. That's 2 pieces. Postal scrap, 3 pieces. Let's go back here. 4 pieces. Tracing paper, 5 pieces. Another Vintage Style Snippet. Oh, nope, that doesn't quite go there. Let's do another of the compendium. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. That gives me 12 pieces total, 12 pages total. 1 more Vintage Style Snippets. And 1 more tracing. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to use 1 more postal scraps. here, and I'm going to actually fold it the other way so that this will serve as the center of the signature of one of the signatures, just like that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought I had 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to start a new batch. I think this will be pretty at the front, so that's 1. Then we'll do a vintage style snippets. When I'm setting up my papers, I kind of figure out how many lace dyed papers that I want. I decided 2 in each signature. The same with the tracing paper. I decided 2 pieces in each signature. This is 3. Four, 5, 6. I'm going to turn it the other way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 'So I have 9 in that and 9 in this, and I have 4 sheets left, so I'm going to divide those between each signature. I'd like this to be facing this way. So I'm going to put 1 here and 1 here. That gives me 11. And on this one, also going to turn it and put that there and that there. Okay, that gives me 11 pieces in each of the 2 signatures, and then this is going to be a separate signature that's going to be in the center. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I've cut a piece for the hidden spine that is the same length as the spine, but I've made it a little wider because I want this to cover the inside covers that we're going to put on in a moment. Then what I've done is I've poked some holes in these for each of the signatures, except I didn't poke a hole for the center. I'm going to poke a hole, and I'm kind of lining it up. Now I'm going to use this template for my signature. I'm going to add it here. So I can get my holes in the correct spot. Folding it so that my holes in the center are kind of half on one side and half on the other. That way I know it'll fit equally. I want the bottom to match up. That's the most important. If the top, this is a little shorter than the pages. The top doesn't match up, that's okay. But the bottom, you want your bottom to match up because you want the journal to be able to sit properly. So I'm poking a hole in the center. Just like that. So that's one. And now I'm going to poke the holes for these. And in order to do that, I'm going to fold this so that it's even with my holes on the right and the left. And so that this will match up correctly. And going to put it in the center, making sure the bottom, I want to label top and bottom. So this is going to be the top. Just so I know on each page we line it up correctly. And put this right in the crease. One. Making sure not to poke myself because I've done that too many times. Okay. And the last one, again, I'm going to fold so that the holes on the right-hand side are going to line up. For my punching. Making sure everything's lined up. Making sure the top is at the top. And one, two, and three. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the signature And I'm going to sew it in using the pamphlet stitch. And I'm using waxed thread. And I usually find this in the upholstery department. You can also buy it on Amazon. You can get a packet that has all different colors. And I'm going to start in the middle. If I can find the hole. Down through the center. Up through the top. Down through the bottom. Whoops. You always want to make sure your papers are going in the right direction, which I didn't check on, but they are. And then I'm going to go back up through the center, and I want to come in on the other side of the center string. And look on the back, make sure it's tight. It is. And double knot it. And I'm going to leave one of these long for now, because I might want to put a dangle on them. Okay, next I'm going to put this in the center. Let me thread some more. Find the end. I always like to put some sort of folder, flip, or something in the center of my journals. Make sure I have the top. Down through the center. Up through the bottom, or in this case, up through the top. Actually, up through the bottom. And down through the top. back up through the center. The other side. Okay. Tighten it. Make sure it's nice and tight. There we go. Sometimes I split the thread. There we go. And this one I am going to cut off. So far, one more to go. Make sure we have the top on the top. And thread it up. I find this waxed thread very easy to work with, and it lasts forever. Okay. Down through the center. Up through the bottom. Down through the top. This is all the tedious work, right? But it can go quite fast. You know, you just have to, if you're a beginner and you're just starting out on this crazy journey of junk journals, just know that it gets so much easier. I was so overwhelmed in the beginning. And sometimes when it doesn't go in quite as easily as it should, don't worry. You might have to go back and separate it a bit. Go page by page. It'll get there eventually. We go. I want to come up on the other side. Make sure it's tight. And tie it in a knot. Make sure it's on both sides of the center. And there you have it. Unclip. Leave this dangling. I don't need it to dangle quite that much. I'll leave it about right there if I choose to put in a dangle. If not, I will just cut that off. So now I have something that looks like this. It's this piece with 3 pieces, 3 signatures. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some double-sided tape right in the center. And this is going to hold the hidden spine. And all the hidden spine is I'm not going through the outside spine. I'm having kind of a false spine inside. Also going to put 2 pieces on either side of the fold. And get my spatula. And I'm also going to put some glue on here. Oops. Right up to the edge. Move that to the side for a moment. Take off the tape. I'm telling you, if you don't have one of these little spatulas, they're especially great for removing tape. I saw Victoria Designs using it, and it's a game changer. Okay, now I'm going to take this, making sure I'm putting the right side up. And I'm going to do it like this. Okay, I want to go in between the signatures, making sure I'm pressing down. Okay. So there are our signatures. Now I'm going to put the cover sheets, which I'm using the same color as we did for the cover. And on this, oops, I'm going to be pulling off these tapes. And also adding glue. I'm going to use my bone folder. Just like that. Then we'll go to the back and do the same thing. Oops. And I did the inside covers the exact same way as I did the covers, by making them look old with ink and water and crumpling it up. And okay. Okay, now we have the basics done. And I see I need a little trimming. You always want to do that, is check from every angle. And what I want to do is take a moment and decorate this. I'm going to use some, I think I'm going to use some stencils. To start with. Let's see what I've got. I have this one that I like. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to be using scorched timber. Actually, it's a little too dark. I'm going to use walnut stain. I'm And definitely and on the back. And I think that will do it. And now I'm going to add a few rub-ons to that. And I'm just looking. It looks like I put this in upside down. I know I'm going to be covering the pages, so let me see. I think it's okay, because this one's okay. This one looks okay. This one definitely is upside down. This one's okay. That one's okay. Well, let's see what I did on this side. This side's okay. All right. So I'm going to do some rub-ons over here. And these are from Tim Holtz, Eccentric Collection. And I'm going to take that doesn't work any better. I love these rub-ons, but I think just sometimes they sit in the warehouse too long and they're hard to put on. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to put this whole piece here. Okay. I have some leftover ones. Oh. I like this light bulb. Okay. Alrighty. And use my head. Okay, I think that's all I have time for today. In our next video, I'm going to add some flaps, some flips, some flaps, some pockets, and some envelopes, and then we'll continue decorating. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something, even if it was learning what not to do. You all have a good one. Bye.